Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie and today's video is a continuation of my open collaboration with Jessica from the Waldock Way and Abby from Rooted and Rest. And they have put together a bunch of different playlists talking about different things each month, more or less a homeschool show and tell. And this month's topic is how we do self-care. And I'm going to be very honest in the fact that I have struggled with self-care, what the word means within my faith belief system. How do I actually accomplish it in my situation? I don't live near family, and most of my friends have small children and busy lives and all the rest of it. So how do I make this happen? How do I, how do I make it happen when especially I have such high value in the job that I have? So this video is really talking to the person who really struggles with it. A year ago, I was really struggling, or not a year ago, 2 years ago. Time goes way too fast. I was really struggling with just homeschooling my son, who has autism and his special needs, and we don't have a lot of therapies in our area. And so it was one of those things where I was like, how do I even accomplish that? And then now I'm in a place where I've added my girls to our homeschool routine, which adds another dimension. And I've really learned how to do it within the confines of how our family works and whatever. So I wanted to just share a few tips of how I've done it. And I still struggle. I'm going to be perfectly honest and say I still struggle with the word. I still struggle with remembering the skills and the tips that I'm going to share. So please don't look at me as some kind of paragon of virtue in this area, because I'm completely not. But the first thing I wanted to share was one of the things that Charlotte Mason says when it comes to homeschooling our children, but I think is really true about their spiritual lives, their emotional lives, like all of it. We're training the whole person. We're not just trying to stick little facts and tidbits in there and trying to go, okay, and now you're ready to go forth into the crazy world. We are training the whole person. And that can feel really daunting sometimes, because you sit there and you're like, how? Like, I wasn't a whole person when I went out in the world. How can I possibly do that for my kids? And of course, we want to do better, learn from the mistakes of people in the past. But it's been one of my experiences. It's really easy to take that on our shoulders, especially if you have a special needs child and you're like, Hokey Pete, how do I even teach him how to talk? How do I teach him to do all of these things that should be coming natural, but they're not? And it's really easy to get overwhelmed. And my first tip is find a way to constantly, every time that temptation comes, that you are able to remind yourself, maybe with a journal, maybe with something, God is with me. I am not doing this alone. And I have really felt, when I was really struggling 2 years ago, that I was in fact going, I'm failing him. And that guilt and that weight was sapped me more than anything else. Number 2, mindset is key. And it kind of goes with the first one, but I also think it helps in the mundane things of life. So what am I talking about? I get really frustrated when I just vacuum the floor and it looks like I didn't vacuum it at all. It drives me crazy. And when laundry and dishes, I'm usually pretty good about going, that's just the way it is. We all have to wear clothes every day. We have to eat every day. The house is going to be messy in those two areas because of that. But I hate putting laundry away. I hate folding it. It takes forever. Blah, 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 blah. And I can really get into that negative mindset where it's just like, oh. And a big part of it is because you pour so much into homeschooling and therapies and whatever for your children, if you have special needs. But also in homeschooling, you can just pour all of your energy and time and creativity and all of the things. You can pour so much time and energy into that and then find yourself going, I'm getting nothing back. But there's a saying out there that talks about if you find a job that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I've found that to be really true. I am so motivated to help my kids become what they are meant to become. And I'm not doing it by myself. God is with me, so that helps. But I've seen it in action that if I remember that this job, I'm also pouring things into my kids' life, but I'm also receiving, whether it's for my kids, from my husband going, wow, you're an amazing mom. You just made this crazy cake for this child's birthday and you didn't have to do that. I am receiving things from God, from my family members, who just see little snippets online and go, wow, you're doing a great job, or whatever. And I'm having to remind myself that it's just not me pouring out, because it can sometimes feel that way, where you're just pouring energy and pouring your life out, your lifeblood for your kids to grow, and not remember that you are receiving. And so I really cling to those moments when, say, my girls come and give me a hug for no reason, or when my son starts talking, saying a new word he hasn't said before, and I really cling to that and go, that's the energy back. So, number 3, it is okay to be tired, Mom. It is okay. And if you're a special needs mom, it's okay not to have energy to creatively throw something new into the pot to help them learn something new. It's okay to have moments where the inspiration or the motivation is low. And again, this is where I have struggled, because I go, if my output isn't at 110% all of the time, my son, in particular, my autistic son, his possible futures go down. Every time I'm not at 110%, his future goes down. And, excuse me, that was incredibly unhealthy way to view things. It made me carry guilt, which made my energy and my output go even worse. I was more down in the dumps than I was. And so I've had to scale back and go, that guilt is not something I need to carry. Why? Because A, it's not helpful, but B, no one can stay at 110% all of the time. Nobody can. No one. So give yourself permission to give yourself grace. You know, not, okay, for the next 3 months, I'm not going to do this, that, or the other thing, but it's okay to let little things go. One of the big things that I felt guilty about was not recording every single day what I did with my son. I did stuff with my son. I did his therapies. I did school. I did whatever, but I didn't write it down. And for some reason, that was like, well, then, 2 weeks from now or a month from now, I'm not going to remember what I did. And so then I was like, what, did I take the week off? It was so crazy. Of course I didn't. I was busy and I did stuff, but I just didn't have the energy to go back and write down what I did. And that is okay. It's okay. Give yourself permission to have motivation issues, lackluster days. It is okay. Number 4, try and carve out some time for yourself to do something you love, whether that's have a friend over for tea, whether that's, for me, one of the things that I love to do is paint. I love it. I don't do it near as often as I would love to. I just do not have time. There is not enough hours in the day. And so I asked my husband to help me carve out a little bit of time on Sunday afternoons to do painting. Now, real life, real talk here, it often doesn't happen. It often doesn't happen because, say, Saturday got really busy. We were doing stuff outside and I didn't get the laundry done. So laundry has to get done and it must get done. And so then my painting day gets taken up. But it makes the days when I can do it really, really special. And again, I really cling to those moments. So wrapping up this kind of hopefully encouraging talk, if you're one of those people who's able to go do spa days or go on dates with your spouse or whatever the case may be, I am so, so very happy for you. This message is really for those who don't have those options. And one of those things where I've really, really struggled with self-care videos in the past was I'm like, that's not my life. I don't have the ability to do those things. But I do have the ability to do the things that I mentioned in this video. And those things have made my self-care journey a lot healthier, a lot more doable, and therefore make me feel like I still have the energy to continue to move on. And it has allowed me to homeschool my daughters for the last year and a half, plus do my son and his special needs care and therapy. So it's amazing what your mind and understanding that you are a servant of God. You are given these children as a precious, precious gift of God. And of course, I am willing to do whatever's necessary to take care of them to the best of my ability with God's help. And I know that that is your cry of your heart if you're watching this video to this point as well. So may you be blessed. May your journey in motherhood and homeschooling, and if you're a special needs mom, caring for your special needs awesome child, that you will be blessed, that this will help you find ways to mentally give your brain a break and help you take care of your kids moving forward. God bless you. Merry Christmas and have a wonderful, wonderful homeschool day. Bye-bye.